So tell us about pitching it around town. Did you get kicked out?
Never could pitch it. It's not something you can really pitch. It's like, I used to say it's like boy meets girl meets Memento. And everyone was like, get the fuck out of my office. But we had other things that we had shown people, and we at least, when we had managers who were willing to represent us and send our stuff around, which is a helpful thing. And everybody read the script and really liked the script, but everybody said, what are we doing with this? Like, this is not a movie for other people. I'm glad you got this off your chest, but I don't think this is going to have much of an audience. And luckily for us, Searchlight stepped up when they didn't have to and said, we'll try it and we'll see if we can, put something together. And they were going to cast, they didn't want to cast a guy and a girl, they wanted to cast a couple. And we had a couple different permutations of people that wouldn't have been as good as this. And luckily they said no. And we finally got them involved, and we got Mark on, people wanted to work with Mark, and he had been very selective about what he wanted to do first. Because he had done a lot of great music videos, and when he was passionate about this, it was like, really, score, and the script, we wrote the wedding sequence, and we wrote the reality expectations, and it was like, we're good to go. Who wants to do this? And Joe read it and said, I wish to God they would ever let me star in this movie, but they never will. And to their credit, they were like, you and Zoe, let's do it, let's go, which was awesome. So that ended up taking. After they finally read it, it probably took a year and a half. Mark was hired for a whole year before we could get anybody to pay attention to us.
Mark Webb, the director, brought on first?
Searchlight, optioned it, went to a bunch of actors who said no, looked for a director. A lot of directors were interested, but when he was interested, they were like, great. Mark got on board, and then we waited. And then we tried to, find the right couple that would make sense. And then they finally took a risk on them. It was a big risk. I mean, it's a small budgeted film even for sort of Searchlight, because they usually buy movies at film festivals, right. And this one was something that they bought as a script, and then they said, we'll try and make it, and they did that with Juno, which was about the same budget, $7 million.
And was it exceptionally good acting, or there seemed like there was some chemistry between those two?
Yeah, there was. I mean, he's amazing. I love him, and I think he was very enamored with her, or was like method acting. Like he would come to work every day with his headphones in, and I'd be like, what are you listening to? And he's like, She and Him. And I was like, are you serious? Are you really doing that? And he said, yeah. Every day he would listen to it, and they would have little dance parties in between shots. And I think Zoe very much is this girl in a lot of ways, and I think Joe is a much better version of me, but he's a good actor.